You ever wonder what's in a name? Well, for Greenland, it's a whole lot of irony. It's a place that was sold as a paradise, but is now, well, a symbol of a planet in peril. So today, we're going to unwrap the paradox of Greenland, a story that starts with a brilliant marketing lie and ends with a chilling climate truth. So let's get right to it. Why is a place called Greenland covered in a colossal sheet of ice? The answer? Well, it's a story that goes back 1,000 years, and it's fascinating. But honestly, kind of alarming too.
All right, to really get this, we've got to jump in a time machine. Because this story, it's not really about geography at first. It's about some of the best and maybe most deceptive marketing in history.
And the motive? That's the key right here. So picture this, it's around the 10th century, and the Norse explorer Eric the Red gets exiled from Iceland. He finds a new, icy land to the west, and, he needs settlers. His solution? A brilliant rebrand. He called it Greenland, a strategic marketing ploy to lure people to a pretty harsh frontier. I mean, talk about branding over reality, right?
And you can see it right here on the timeline. Right around 985 AD, that's when the Greenland campaign, if you want to call it that, officially kicked off. This wasn't just some casual name, it was a deliberate, high-stakes sales pitch. And the crazy part, it's one of the most successful, longest-lasting branding campaigns in all of human history. No joke.
Okay, so that's the marketing spin. But let's fast forward to today and talk about the icy cold reality. Because, when you actually look past the name, the satellite images, the heart data, they tell a totally different story.
I mean, just take a look at this. A whopping 80% of Greenland is buried under this just massive ice sheet. And we're not just talking about a few glaciers here. This is a colossal dome of ice that blankets pretty much the entire island. That Greenland everyone talks about, it's just this tiny little sliver along the coast.
And that 80%, it translates to a number that's just hard to wrap your head around. Over 1.7 million square kilometers of ice. It's like a continent-sized freezer that doesn't just sit there looking big. It actively shapes our planet's entire climate system.
Okay, so you're probably thinking, was Eric the Red just a total liar? Well, not entirely. See, there are pockets of green. During the short, intense Arctic summer, the southern coasts can get surprisingly lush with fields and tundra. This is the Greenland his settlers knew. But here's the crucial part, the thing that really defines the island, the difference between that thin little strip of green on the coast and the immense frozen world inside.
And this is where the story takes a really sharp, kind of unsettling turn. Because here's the paradox today. Greenland is getting greener. But, and this is a big but, this isn't the island finally living up to its name. No, this is a seriously alarming signal that the whole system is in trouble.
So what's going on? It's all because of this really dangerous thing called the climate feedback loop. Let me break it down for you. First, warming melts the bright white ice, right? That ice reflects sunlight. But when it melts, it exposes the darker ground underneath, rocks, soil, plants. And what does dark stuff do? It soaks up more heat. And what does more heat do? Yep, it melts even more ice, faster. It's this vicious cycle that just keeps feeding on itself. So this greening, it's not a good thing. It's a symptom of a system that's seriously stressed out.
Okay, so this brings us to the big one, the critical question. Why should any of us care about some distant icy island? Because here's the deal. What happens in Greenland absolutely does not stay in Greenland. It comes with a global price tag, and we're all going to have to pay it.
Get this, if Greenland's entire ice sheet melted, just gone, global sea levels would rise by more than 7 meters. That's about 23 feet. Just let that number sink in for a second. That is enough to literally redraw the maps of our coastlines and put major cities all around the world underwater.
And look, this isn't just some environmental problem. This is an economic catastrophe waiting to happen. A sea level rise like that puts trillions, with a T, trillions of dollars of coastal infrastructure at risk. I mean, think about it. All the ports, the power plants, the homes, the businesses, in cities from Miami to Mumbai. It would totally wreck global supply chains and could trigger a complete collapse in coastal real estate. So yeah, Greenland isn't just some pretty postcard from the Arctic. It's a slow-motion liability on our global balance sheet.
So, to bring it all home, this Greenland paradox is really like a 3-act play. It kicked off with a brilliant marketing ploy to sell a dream. Then, that dream slammed right into the icy reality of the island's geography.
And now, today, that reality is being totally reshaped by a climate feedback loop, where the very greening that was promised in the name has turned into a massive warning sign for the entire planet.
So there you have it, from a clever marketing slogan to a global climate crisis. It's a pretty powerful lesson, right? It shows how a simple name can shape our world, but also how reality, in the end, always wins. Join us next time where we're going to dig into another paradox. Why can our attempts to build healthy cities actually end up making us sicker? See you then.